Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to an early look at Hand of Fate. This is a game that's currently in development by Defiant Development. For some reason, the double D's just throws me off there. Defiant Development. They are developing this. It's currently available on Steam Early Access for $24.99. This is a very interesting game. This game, as you can see, it's card-based. You are essentially playing a tabletop card game. So let's get this sorted out. This is our deck. This combines all the cards that we'll use on our side, so our cards that we have control over, as well as his cards. So let's click here and we will select our opponent. So there's a bunch of opponents that you can do. Currently, I've only defeated the Jack of Dust. I have the Jack of Bones as my next guy to take care of. And you've got all these guys here, you know. This is the Goblet. I do not know this. This is probably a special item you get after I've defeated this row. As you can see, I haven't gotten that far. I've just actually started playing this, and I had to do a video on it. This is just amazing. So you've got all sorts of different characters that you get to take care of. So you've got jacks, you've got queens, you've got kings. There's the King of Scales. So you've got just a bunch of different guys. This has a lot of, I'm hesitant to say roguelike elements to it, but it does. It random generation, all that fun stuff. Everything is random. It's random loot, random everything. So let's take a look at Jack of Bones. So challenges 3 mace, 3x4 skulls of wow. This stuff I cannot speak. So there's even lore. There's lore towards this guy. It's pretty cool. So if we select him, we can go to the deck builder, or we can start a game. So let's go to the deck builder, because this is a big part of this game, is you building your decks. So you have these 2 decks. You've got your equipment deck, and then your encounter deck. This is all you have control over within the game. So in your equipment deck, these are the equipment that I have, all of this. So you can remove and add. And it says how many you need. So I need 12 cards in this deck, and I currently have 12. Each one of these has different stats, different abilities, and you can go into an inspect mode, which allows you to look at them. So if I click on this, I have never acquired this medium armor in-game. So I don't know anything about it, you know? It's new, and thus its contents are unknown. So you have to find it during game. If I check out the shield, well, the shield provides passive damage mitigation. Press Q to reflect projectiles, which is quite handy. You know, each one has its own little things. Time Heals is a recent one I got. I don't know anything about it. I actually almost want to put that in. What could I... I'll just leave my deck the way it is. So we can get out of inspect mode. The other thing that this has is if you don't want to go through and manually build your deck, you have a fill option. So say, there we go. You know, I have 11 and I need 12. If I hit fill, it's going to randomly pick a card to put in here. So I'm actually going to put my mace back because I want a bunch of weapons. Because as it stands, what you start off with is a really, really piss poor axe. Yeah, this is a significant upgrade from that piss poor axe. So let's head back and let's take a look at our encounters. These would be equivalent to a dungeon room. So these are going to be what path you take to get to your destination, which is, you know, the boss area. So there are 2 cards, well, technically it's the same card, but there's 2 of them, that will appear on pretty much every floor, if not every floor. And that's stairs. Those do not count within your deck. So you've got 12 plus the 2 stairs. And the 2 stairs are always there. But each one of these has a different thing. So Jack of Bones would be the end boss. So that's going to always be in one spot. But if you notice, some of these also have locks on them. If I click on that, this card can only be defeated or only be removed by defeating the King of Dust. So these will always be in my deck until I beat the King of Dust, wherever the King of Dust is in this tree over here. So Dead King Hall. Each one of these has a different thing. Like goblins. Goblins are kind of like loot goblins. They carry these backpacks full of coin, and when you knock them down, they drop coin. So they allow you to increase your money, and I believe when you defeat them, you get extra goodies as well. The Maiden allows you to get boons of some sort, so you can ask her for extra food, extra health, or extra money. As for the rest of everything that's in here, they're all gonna be hazards of some variety. You know, Maze of Traps is simply a maze of traps. It's pretty self-explanatory, same with Ambush. A Winding Trail, it causes you to have a detour and generally a combat. Treasure Chest I want to get, so, you know, treasure. I like treasure. Treasure. And again, same thing, you've got the Inspect and Fill as well. And if it's not something you know about, you don't know anything about it. That's pretty much it. But if I click on the Goblin, you know, it tells you about the Goblin. It's really that simple when it comes to the card building. But let's go back. We'll save our deck.
This time the Jack will fall easily, I'm sure.
We're going to press start.
So let me make things easier for you.
And what he's doing here is he's showing us his cards and what he has. So he's got a lot more cards than what we have. So there, and there's his. So as you can see, he pulled from our deck. This is our wow, I already forgot the name of it. Basically our rooms deck that he's picked 4 cards from the top and laid them out. So as you can see, we've got stairs here. He would have just picked 3 cards and this would be another stair. These are his monster cards. And then each one of these is a different type of card. So you can have like health, you can have any number of boons or disasters. So let us go and select this card here. Now, the game does say right at the beginning that it should be played with a controller. Unfortunately, controller doesn't work in this main part. Anything that involves the cards, it just doesn't work. It only works in the combat area. So draw 2 monster cards. So he's gonna draw his 2 monster cards. So 6 dust. I can sneak away or attempt to take them by surprise. So let's attempt to take them by surprise. Oh my. Yeah. Failure. At least it wasn't a huge failure. Alright, so this is going to be interesting. So this is where this game takes a bit of a turn. Because right now you've just seen, okay, it's a card game, whatever. It's kind of an advanced form of the old text-based adventures. Until you get into this. And as you can see, my different equipment is being stacked. So this is what makes this very different. As you can see, the combat is very much Batman-y. It takes that kind of control. It's very fast-paced, but it's very simple. It's kind of a one-button, one-trick pony. You've got a dodge that I've been doing here. Not enough. And you've also got this kick ability. If you have a shield, you also have a knockback ability and a, well, block. One thing I have to note about that is the movement of it. That is kind of, it's not super responsive. You know, I'm sure they're working on it. This is still very early, but it's not super responsive. Like, if you compare it to Batman, I know they're not trying to be Batman, but it's the closest combat style I can find. Batman's movement is very fast. Like, as soon as you say go, he starts going. His body shifts. Like, he's got that whole shifting thing, which is more, in my mind, a Dark Souls thing. But that kind of Dark Souls movement and the Batman style combat, I don't find mesh very well. It just slows things down a lot. So here we go. Now that we've kicked their butt, we get to loot the room. And this will happen with almost every card. So dealer draws 3 gain cards, and we'll see that he pulls them from one of these decks. There we go, the first one. So we got a armory card, so we can draw one of our equipment cards.
I cannot expect you
and there
to
we
get
go.
by
Now we
with
have a
something.
shield. Excellent.
Your shield may now be used to
And we
counter
got
your
a
opponent's
fortune.
attacks.
So 5 gold. Excellent. And food. Woohoo. 1 food. Yip-de-doo. It's better than nothing, but, you know, 1 food is kind of pathetic. Alright, on to the next one. So, winding trail. So, here we are. Suddenly, a tree falls blocking your path. An ambush. You must fight for your life. Now, these can be different, depending on the circumstances. They're always something similar. You're always pretty much going to fight, but they could be slightly different. And you could be in a slightly different area. There's a lot of variance that can happen with this. It very much reminds me of the old text-based adventure games where everything's kind of randomized and there's a lot of possibility.
Hit the counter button when you see the flashing indicator.
And then I cannot remember. I can't remember a lot of the controls with the shield. Like, I've got... There we go. So, when they go green, when they get that green over their head, if I time it just right, which that was not, and neither was that. See, I dodged backwards, and I counterattacked. Come on, take him out. One thing to note is you don't really see their damage, but you can kind of see how you're damaging them, because you may have noticed that skeleton only had his right arm. He didn't have his left arm. So their body parts actually damage. I've seen their skeletons, actually their skulls get crushed in. So it's pretty cool. So here we go. We got 2 gain cards. We got another armory card. Nice. Life limb. I have not had this sword yet. Each strike weakens an enemy. Nice. That is awesome. So we equip that.
A moment to savor.
And
Make you much more
gain 10 health. That's nice. It's always nice. I take a lot of damage in
spent
this.
more time annoying
Oh
problems than I
no.
expected.
The trap, the maze of traps, the bane of my existence. I have yet to make it through this. This is another thing. This token, if I defeat this maze, I get that token. He'll end up putting it in the bowl. And when I complete the run or die, I still get the token as long as I complete the maze of traps. If I don't complete the maze of traps, he puts it back in the jar. But by completing the maze and getting the token, that gives me another card. It can be a room, it can be a weapon, well, an armament of some variety. I can choose not to enter the cave as well, but we're going to enter the cave because this thing's brutal. It is absolutely brutal. Right now, it doesn't look so bad. It really doesn't. These are easy to come by. But this is where I'm not a huge fan of the movement. This is where, like, everything, like, I love, like, the animation's great, but he has to do that, turn around animation, and then he kind of does his little stance change, which would be great if it was more of a Dark Souls style control system. Oh, that's where I have always died. Always, always, always. Alright. I don't know what that is. Aha! That's what that is. Kind of sucks that you can't change the camera angle. Not a fan of that. Okay, we made it through. I cannot break pots. Oh, no, I did. Well, sort of. Oh, dear. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Sweet. Awesome, I made it through. Made it through. What did I get? Surviving the traps, you loot the chest, and I get 3 gain cards. And this card's token is mine. So, we got 3 gold. 10 gold. Not bad.
Games will not help you.
And I get to draw an armory. Ooh, I got a mace.
There's no better weapon for dealing with the undead than the humble mace.
No, I don't want to equip it. I want to use my sword. All right.
Take the token. It is yours.
The token is now mine. Hooray!
One more step down.
And now we'll go through the stairs.
Or another set of stairs.
There we go. You embark on the next leg of your adventure. So as you can see, I did not get the token. I actually have to beat the boss to get the token or die.
Given how rarely one
there's the maiden.
Folk, you are fortunate indeed.
So there's Marith. I can ask for life, supplies, or gold. Honestly, I have very little use for gold. I tend to run out of food, which I know I can buy gold. I can buy food with gold, but I don't know where I'm going to run into a merchant. So we're going to ask for supplies. I gain 2 food cards, huh? So there's 3 food and 1 food. So there we go. We're back up to 10 food. One thing I didn't mention is that every time you move, you'll notice that I gain 10 health and I lose 1 food. So right there. And of course, there's the merchant. Alright, let's approach the shop and see what we can get. So even the shop, it loads this kind of area here. And you just pop up. You don't get any of your equipment or anything, because you don't need it. But it's kind of neat. And then, again, this is very card-based. So what do we got for items? So right now, this has a minor issue when it comes to your mouse. So if I click on the mace, right here it says Explorer's Helmet, but it says Buy Mace. So it doesn't actually switch everything. and tells you what I've got. If you click on this, it's going to buy it. Well, if I had enough gold for it. You have to hit back or tab, and then it moves it. What you can do, though, is just use your A and D key, and that'll shift you around. So, apparently I can buy the mace. A explorer's helmet, I cannot, which would be nice. Fortune's breath, which would be nice. Sword, whatever. So let's go back and check out food. So I can buy 5 food for 18 or 3 food for 12. This one seems like a bit better of a deal. So let's buy this. That'll spend all of our gold, but now we have 14 food. And now we'll head out of the shop. Out of the shop and into the next card. Ooh, a local peasant. I have never had this card.
For you if you win.
And it's a token, so it's going to be an interesting one. While crossing the forest clearing, you meet a peasant woman. Greetings, stranger. The winter has been hard on my family this year, and the force behind her is a sense of movement. Oh, okay. I'll give you 2 food. Okay. Woman speaks at length of what she has seen and heard recently. Oh, good. Ambush. Stairs. Oh, it uncovered... Okay, so I spent that... What? But I didn't get the token? Okay, now I'm kind of confused on that one. All right. Anyway,
Surprise attack.
let's deal with this ambush.
Wear thin on subsequent travels.
Not that changed anything, but you know, the knowledge that the ambush was coming is kind of nice. 5 dust. Still have my light armor. All right. Now we can use the sword. Get out of here. Die, you smelly bastard. So, that made short work of them. I like this sword. It looks amazing. Alright, you search the area. One of the guys is dead. So, this is the same thing I had the last time I had the ambush. So, sneak up and kill them, and then I can do kind of my card cup game.
Select your desire.
Let's do this. Success. Yay! A quick weapon blow to the head fixes that. So I gained 3 gain cards. So I get another piece of equipment. Nice. A much better shield.
A small benefit.
Some gold. Good, good. And some more gold. So I could technically go back to the Tinkerer and buy some more stuff. I'm not going to. So this shield, let's go into our inventory, and we can actually change our loadout here. Wow, that looks so cool. So our weapon, we could change it to the mace. Our shield, we could change it to this. The Fortune's Breath, though, this is a neat little shield. Every third encounter does not consume food, but it also diminishes your weapon damage. So that's cool, because now if you're running low on food, if you have trouble managing your food, every third one, you basically don't use a food for every third movement, which is really cool.
Ever deeper into the subterranean.
It's really quite cool. So all in all, this game is really awesome. Like the way they've done the cards, all of this is just, it's so good. The voice acting is really quite good. I've heard that it's not complete, but it's awesome. And then the little ambient, you know, this little spider that wanders around is quite neat. All in all, I think this game's coming along very, very well, and I'm very eager to see how they progress with it. Anyway, I'm going to end it here. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. We will see you next time.